All right. Well, we're here today and fixing to make a call right quick with Randy Dorrell, Top Gun Kennels, and see if he'll answer. This is going to be our guest today. We started doing these phone call things, and I like it. Works out pretty good. And we just can jump right into it. It's taking a second for it to get on there, so maybe we'll catch him surprising. He might not answer though. Oh, there's a ring.
What's going on?
Randy Dorrell.
Y'all doing all right?
We're doing good, brother. How you doing? We got you on the air.
Oh, I'm already on the air.
Oh, wait, look, we jumped straight. I said a while ago when I called, I said we're going to go straight into it. See if we can't surprise him.
Yeah,
we're not going to do no warm up, no nothing. Let's just get it, baby.
Yeah, I'd say you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
That's exact. We just got off a metal roof in a lightning storm.
Yeah,
like I said, I stayed ready, brother.
That ain't no doubt.
So how's everything been going?
Man, honestly, I don't think it could go any better.
Well, shit, that's a plus.
I'm a day away from heading to Winfield, Louisiana, and I feel like right now, I've got the best pack of dogs I've ever had.
No joke.
Yeah, now.
And on this one right here, usually I just wing it. We just jump into it. We just talk, whatever. But I actually wrote down a few little topics here that I wanted to.
Oh,
but you know what I'm saying? Kind of get in depth a little bit more instead of just talking about Goose and what he does, and then stuff like that. Which I mean, that is the big thing. You're coming off a 5-time world champ win. For what, a 5-year-old dog?
6. 6 years old.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, Lord,
it took him to 10 months before he could get to number 1.
Lord of mercy, but you've got a dog like him, and after you done that, I seen where you put him in the woods. You went to Logan Campbell's, correct?
Actually, that was Goose Jr. at Logan Campbell.
Oh, okay.
That was Goose the son, the 8-month-old.
Oh, okay.
I did put him in the woods after his 4th world championship.
Okay, now that was at Pat's, correct?
Yeah, that was at Pat's.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, I did that on his 4th world championship. That was simply it was the weekend after he won his 4th. So he had one of the best days of his career. Actually, it was the best point day of his career in Downsville.
Yeah.
The following weekend, we went to the woods, and he was the only dog on the ground. He found, bayed, and when he heard me coming,
he caught.
Oh,
yeah, didn't he catch? Yeah, I was thinking to say, because I remember the video, because I was laughing. I said, if that dog starts, because I heard him bay a little bit, I said, he's fixing to catch. And sure enough, that was pretty wild.
When I got close, he caught, and man, I was a nervous wreck because I thought there's no way he's baying a hog. I didn't think he was going to bay because he ain't never seen a hog in his life under 220 pounds.
Yeah.
And there's times where he catches them hogs in the pen.
Exactly.
So I'm like, he ain't going to bay no 80-pound hog.
Right.
And when I got to where his tracks were, he was baying at 5.5 feet back on an 80-pound hog.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But when the hog, I think the hog heard me coming, and the hog tried to break, and that's what made him.
Yeah, he shut him down.
Yeah, that hog had backed himself up into a root system, and I think Goose knew better than to go in there and
Oh yeah,
he knew better.
Nothing wrong with being smart, I mean.
Yeah. So where all the woods hunters that watch him bay in the pen, they go, "Oh man, that'll never work in the woods." Well, when he gets in the woods, he says, "All right, I'm gonna have to give myself 5 foot."
He adjusts. He thinks.
Yeah.
I watched that dog literally read hogs and stuff in the pen, And you know, and I've sit and studied him as much as
Yeah.
anybody could, you know, within reason. And I've watched him, and I'm like, I said, that dog is thinking, and he's reading this hog. He's watching that hog, his ass against the wall. He's looking at it, and he knows this hog is fixing to move. He's fixing to bust out. It's like he's got it. So
they got them. The hog, and I've started because I mean, obviously you watch Goose, and I look to see what he's looking for, and yeah, a lot of times when you see him kind of barking at the side of that hog, kind of where his head, kind of, he can look down the hog, see the ass.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that moves on that hog is his ass cheek muscle before he goes. And that's why they do that. They look to there, like, hey, he's fixing to go. They'll kind of check his ass, and then, you know, that's when they know when to move. You know, they start that you'll see him move 2 foot to one side or the other.
Yep.
But that's man, that dog knows more about being a hog than I could ever tell you.
That's right.
I wish I could put him on the podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
He could tell you everything he's doing.
That's exactly right. That'd be pretty cool if you could get inside his head for a little while. Well, we might not want to know, really.
Man, I don't want him to start talking.
Yeah, he might
tell him what all he would tell on me.
He might tell on your ass, yeah. So
he's seen a thing or two, a time or two.
So I mean, taking him to the woods, there, you know, when I first met you, that was a big subject. Is, you know, the bay pen dogs, they can't do this in the woods and blah 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 and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, and I know a lot of guys, they can take it however they want to or whatever, but don't knock it till you try it. Because like, I've got one that I got from you.
Yeah,
a little Jip, and just took her to the woods a couple weeks ago. And honestly, no mock hunts, nothing at all. All we've done is bait her in the pen. Yeah. And carried her to the woods, let her out. I was like, well, let her run around, do her business, stretch her legs. Well, she did. All the lead dogs were headed over one way. She goes with them for a minute. Next thing you know, she hits a track. She's strolling out the other way by herself. Well, then the other dogs pick the track up, and they're running, following her. And old Rodney Bell, he was just smiling. He said, yep. He said, this is fixing to get good. And which, I mean, we didn't find a hog. Like, well, I mean, we hunted that whole property. Yeah. Shoot, I mean, it was one of those where it should have been some hogs, but I think we wound up we did catch one, but it wasn't like it should have been. But anyway, like, I ain't worried about catching the pig. It was more along the lines of seeing that bay pen dog take off and go her very first hunt. And what is she? Maybe 2 years old now? 2 years old.
I
think end of January, she's 2 years old. And I know guys that got all these big hunting lines of dogs and all that, and they can't kick them off their damn feet.
Hey, ask Logan Campbell about them bay pen dogs, because I did go with Logan February 1st on his veterans hunt.
Yeah, on the veterans hunt, yeah.
So I brought 2 dogs, both pen dogs, one off a Goose and one off Goose's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought 2 bay pen dogs there. Now Friday, we got to the woods about 2 hours behind old Hunter Wheat, and he's the only one that caught hogs. But Saturday, we got to the woods about 2.5 hours behind Hunter Wheat, and I saw where Hunter was headed, and I got on my buggy and I went with him. And he's like, man, I dropped my dogs about a mile over here. He kind of showed me the direction they went. Man, I'm gonna take this road up here. And my idea was I was gonna get ahead and get in front of them and cast back to them.
Yeah.
And I'm riding up the road, me and the preacher, the preacher that did Jeff Avery's over in Church Point.
Yeah.
Man, me and him are riding the buggy, and Goose Jr. loses his mind in the back of his thing. I'm talking about his cutting cartwheels. It's an 8-month-old dog. And preacher looked at me and said, man, I think that dog wants out of there. And I opened the box 50 yards. He ran in the woods. He made a loop, and he popped out on the road. And you could tell, man, something was on his mind. He's like, hold on, I'm missing something. We come up the road a little way, turn back in, and within 3 minutes, hog comes running across the road, and he is on his, I'm talking about wide open, right behind him. Never made a sound. Never made a sound.
Oh, really? He didn't, dead silent.
Dead silent, never opened.
Well, that dog's coming to Alabama, Randy.
ran right behind him, hit that hog, which he was, I mean, all I can say, the hog didn't make it 50 yards back into the woods on the other side. And he bayed for about 2 minutes, and I didn't have no bulldog. But we were waiting, like Hunter and them was the other direction. I didn't have no bulldog. So I'm like, we get send Red Man into the bay, and it's caught. And I'm talking about, we are in the worst saw briar patch I've ever been in my life. And I'm doing everything I can to get in there. Cause, I mean, Goose Jr.'s an 8-month-old dog. I mean, this is his first trip to the woods. He wins the hog, bays the hog, catches the hog, and they're caught now. And about time, the preacher called Hunter, and Hunter came, I'm talking about I think that boy can drive that Ranger 60 miles an hour down them roads. Because he was a long way in the other direction. And by the time I made it close, because I was fixing to leg the hog, and I saw Hunter's bulldog coming through the woods. I was like, hold on, I'm going to let him get a hold before I put my hands in his briar. Hey, I had to reach my hand through the briars and to get them legs. And,
really?
We legged that hog, and that was the only hog we caught that day.
That's even better.
Oh, yeah.
That's even better.
Logan and them Logan had his dogs there. Jake had his dogs there. And these are the best of the best freaking hunting dogs.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, without a doubt.
Look, Logan Campbell knows what a hog dog is. And he's got.
Oh, yeah. If anybody knows what one is, I guarantee you Mr. Logan does.
Yeah, he's got some. And Logan's just like, he had that look like, fucking pin dogs, man.
Yeah.
Like, how did I let this happen?
Yeah.
And but man, I mean, it was just a circumstantial thing. The dog, man, these dogs though, they can do the job. Dude, hogs stink.
Oh yeah.
It's not like it takes. Everybody I know has a damn good woods dog.
Mm-hmm.
How many people got a dog to make up $500,000?
And that's exactly what I was just fixing to throw out there. Having a good woods dog. I've got, and I am not bragging, but please don't ever think I'm bragging on any of my shit eaters. But they'll find a hog. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere we go, and me and Nate and Rodney Bell and Joe Deal, and a few other guys. We all got dogs like that. And like you said, I've carried all of them to the bays and stuff years ago. And it's not the same. And then actually getting into the bay pen stuff, I hit it pretty hard for a year or two, and, which I've still got my dogs and stuff. I just hadn't went to the past couple. We've been really busy, but what you said is 100% true. To me, it's a lot harder to find a damn good, and I don't mean just a bay pen dog, but a damn good bay pen dog.
Yeah.
One that you can go in there and compete at a high level.
Yeah.
And do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's way harder to have that than it is for a woods dog. And I thought I wouldn't, I almost threw up saying that. I ain't gonna lie.
The reality is,
it's the reality of it.
The reality is in that competition, we're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
When we go to the woods, I'm not going to compete against your dogs, my dogs against your dogs.
That's right.
I want to just catch a hog.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm there to have a good time. Catch a hog. And I don't care. And I'm not by any means. Listen, Logan Campbell's got better hunting dogs than I do. I mean, his dogs have been down that road many and many times. But I tell you what, this year, since January 21st, I have been hog hunting every single weekend.
Hell yeah.
And I've gone, and this is the most I've gotten to hunt. And I have put that little Goose Jr. to the test. and he's found me 2 hogs. With the following weekend, I went and hunted a tournament with TJ, and so when I went with Logan, and let me track back to that. So they hunt so much different than I've ever hunted. They run hounds and these open mouth dogs, and Logan, they pull up somewhere and they're like, well, the hogs might have been here yesterday or the day before, but let's kick them out and see what they can turn up. And they kick the dogs out. Logan goes and collects up some firewood, builds a fire, and is drinking whiskey right there. And he goes every 30 minutes and checks the storm. And let's get, they're 2 miles. They're still running. And then he'll go back. Oh, hey, man, look, they're bathed. You know.
Yeah, that's a little different what I do too.
Yeah, we're there for 3 hours, you know, sitting in one spot. And I'm like, this ain't the way. I hunt cur dogs.
Yeah, I done covered 2,000 acres by that time myself.
Yeah, I'm driving around I'm going to them and cutting them off.
Yeah, we got to find the pig for our damn dogs.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I've never done this, but that's the kind of dog. I mean, like
they got real dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's every man's dream is to have a dog that he can just kick out and wait. You know, they're gonna go bathe one somewhere. Well, so when they do it, like, man, I kind of like, man, I'm gonna get me one of these kind of dogs so I can do this thing. I want to be able to hunt like that. I want to try that out. So I found me a damn Walker hound, and I got one. Hey, a sure enough Walker hound. He's just like that. You drop him, and you can sit there and wait. Well, I was like, well, I'll hunt that dog when I go there, and I'll hunt my cur dogs when I want to go, where I need silent dogs. But let me tell you what I did. I carried that Walker hound, I carried Goose Jr., and that's the only 2 dogs I carry other than my catch dog. And I'll drop that Walker, and I'll drop Goose Jr. with him. Well, Goose Jr. might not be able to keep up with him, but he ain't far behind him.
Yeah.
And that Walker hound will run through the damn woods, and he opens up, once every 100 yards or so. He don't bark near as bad when he ain't got other hounds with him. He just every so often he'll hit a lick, but he'll get the hogs stirred up, and he'll be on one track, and then 2 or 3 hogs run right out in front of Goose Jr. and he's
already got him.
The one. Yeah, he's since he caught that hog in there with Logan, I ain't heard him bark, and he's caught 4 more hogs for me since then.
Hell yeah!
I've not heard him bark.
That's pretty cool. And you brought up a good point right there about that Walker dog not barking as much. We went down south. Another guy named Rip Eason. They have power dogs just like Logan and them do, and we hunted with our dogs, and we were trying to figure out, how we're going to hunt these dogs together. And we would take turns casting, but once it all got together, those dogs didn't open up but about once every couple 100 yards, man. And that's what he said. He said, well, y'all's dogs are silent. He said, so they really don't bark that much. Yeah. And I was like, dude, I really like that now, because hell, if they're running one and they're, way over yonder and they bark once or twice, well, my cur dogs will go to them. Yeah. And like you said, just like with Goose Jr. going over there, he stays close enough. When that Walker gets something going, hey, he'll take up the slack and get another one.
Yeah, like a cur dog, and especially if it's got a hoover. Like a Walker, you put him on one track, he may go past 7 hogs on his way to onto that one.
But he's staying on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the meantime, he's stirring up everything in the woods,
Oh yeah.
and that cur dog says, hey, this one over here is way hotter than whatever the hell he's on.
That's right.
And he'll peel off and go get it. And man, I'm like, man, I can do this now. If I want to turn, and that's my goal, man. I want to turn this damn Goose Jr. I'm gonna bay him in the pen at Earl. He's still a puppy.
What all do you got that you're going to bring to Earl's? That was another point that I had on my list here that I wanted to talk about too. Some was, what other up and comers do you have right now?
Well, so some things have transpired here in the last 3 to 4 days that the rest of this competition world don't know anything about. Mm-hmm. So Steve Lester has decided that he does not have enough time to fool with these dogs, and I bought all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, me and you need to talk.
I got Cole, that black dog he had
Oh,
at
yeah.
the last show. I bought Cole. I got Dottie.
Really?
Yes, sir. I bought two puppies. Now, it looks like Tyler Grisham may end up getting the puppies from me. We just had a recent conversation about that, and the puppies are damn good. I don't really want to sell any of them, but the fact is, that's too many. I mean, what? I can't run this many dogs.
That's right.
Like it's not. I mean, I'm not. At this point in time, I'm hauling 12 dogs to the show.
I got you. That's a lot of dogs. I mean.
Yeah, that's a lot of entries.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, and that adds up quick.
I got to win first place just to get my money back if I do all that.
That without a doubt, I learned that the hard way. I showed up with 10 dogs that wasn't worth the shit, and I knew right then. I was like, "Boy, Mama's not gonna be happy when I go home."
yeah, you gotta. So, I think Cole is going right into the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And Dottie, man, I think she will eventually be in the rotation, but she is, she's just had a litter of puppies.
Yeah.
They're only allowed about 3 to 4 weeks weaned off of them.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know that she's going to be in pristine shape for
this event. Yeah.
Yeah, for this event, but man, Dottie is
maybe Downsville or something like that though. She'll be.
Dottie was top 5 dog at Earl's last year.
What do you prefer on like your pen dogs, male or female?
The only reason why I prefer male is because a female, you'll make all the plans in the world, and they'll change it for you when they come in season.
Oh yeah, mine changed it about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was gonna call you. I was like, because she was actually scheduled to come in this coming week. I was like, or the week after, should I say? Because I told Nate, I said, well, I'll get with Randy. I said, I'll just bring her with us, and then we'll all be down there. And then within a week or two, no, she decided just to come on in, and I didn't even notice it, until we were going to go hunt. Nate was like, hey, we got a problem. I was like, oh. And so I was like, well.
So Dove is in heat now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
If you can get her here, we can breed her to cowboy.
And that's what I'm going to look and see how she's, what she's looking like right now. Cause like if we got it right, she came in last weekend's when she first started.
Last weekend?
Yeah. And so it'll be on the line.
Oh, she's about to start going out.
Yeah. And so that's what I'll have to get with Nate to double check that. But see, I was going to call you. He told me he said we were going to do this, but I had planned on calling and talking and shooting shit and all that. I didn't plan on being on a roof till, 8 o'clock at night with a lightning storm going on, but I was like, that's why when I called a while ago, I was like, hey, we're just going to jump right into this,
no problem.
We'd already held you up long enough. But anyway, we're going to look at that. And if I can, then I've got a place that we stay that's, I don't know, probably 15, maybe 20 minutes away from the pen. And somewhere I can keep her where I don't have to bring her on. You don't want dogs in heat down there because people get the wrong idea and they'll think we're trying to bring dogs in heat down there.
Oh yeah.
So I've seen a few of them in heat there. So.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt. But if we could do, we'll get her. We'll get her bred up.
I'd love to get her bred. And as a matter of fact, now I got a whole load of options here.
Yeah.
I got Max. I got Cowboy.
I like old Max now, dude. I love Max.
Hey, they say this cold dog is Max but black.
Really?
They say I've only watched him once, and I tell you there wasn't nothing I didn't like about it. If he's as good as Max,
oh yeah,
it's hard enough to beat Goose and Max. Now you got to beat them twice.
Yeah, I shouldn't say it's gonna be real hard.
Now you're going to have to beat them twice. So. That was my line of thinking when I put this together.
I don't think you can go wrong on that, especially looking from, the bay pen point of view on that. and just the business point of view. I mean, it's good business. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Steve Lester turns out great dogs.
And the thing about Steve is there's not a whole lot of people I trust their opinion. His opinion is one I trust.
Yeah.
His opinion, when he says it, I know he thinks so. I hear his line of thinking and my line of thinking, they go hand in hand. So
there you go.
When it comes to dogs, I know Steve knows what a dog is.
That's right.
And man, there's people that's been doing this for 30 years, and I promise you, their opinion of a dog and my opinion of a dog vary significantly.
Yes, sir. You are correct.
But you know, that's where we're at. I got
cool.
I'm excited. I tell you what, if I could add old Crow back to this freaking rotation.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
It'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it would be. I wish I could get him back. I wish I could dig him up.
You know, having a lineup of dogs like that, you know, and I know you get a lot of hate. Yeah, I mean, there's jealous ass people all over the place, and I mean, I've seen it firsthand at some of the shows. You know, and usually you just take it on in stride. You laugh. I get tickled because I'm like, dang, ain't nobody making you mad. It's like he's just laughing at him. But like you got a good social media built up with Goose and your dogs in general. You know,
90 plus thousand followers right now on Instagram.
Exactly. So I mean, you know that was another thing. Like I said, I wrote a few things down. I was like, I wanted to get in on some of that stuff and just. You know, there's not a lot of people that know that. There's some that do. And like I said, there's 90,000 followers. So, I mean, somebody's looking at him.
I mean, listen, I did what I had to do to get his following to where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody talks about growing the sport, but what are we doing besides talking?
I do agree because I've seen that part too. And I've seen a lot of people that they don't like that it's expressed on social media. You know, they're like, well, that's growing it the wrong direction. Well, then what direction? How are we going to grow it?
What are they doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I know there's a lot of people that come to meet you and to see Goose as well. You know, like Scott Lanier. He's from Florida, and me and him become really good friends. And like he drove all the way up there to see Goose. That's why, and to meet you, you know, he drove like 15, 16 hours just for that. So he's got bay dogs, you know, now he's got pen dogs.
Exactly.
So that's growing.
I had a group of guys flew in from Brazil. Same thing.
Yeah. That was last year, right?
Yeah, in Downsville, and then the guys came from Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, it's one of that's one of those things that, man, like people may think it's just arrogance and cockiness, but man, that I cannot express the gratitude that makes me feel. That what I've done is, I mean, it's working. Like but I wish others did. I wish others would help. Like I promise you. The back and forth, the banner, the my dog's better than your dog.
Yeah.
It draws a crowd.
Oh,
there was a guy that owned a coon hound. They started this freaking Facebook group, and I looked down and there's like 40,000 people watching a coon hunt on a live feed because the guy that owned the freaking coon hound was some shit talking. I mean, that's all he did. He ran his mouth very recklessly.
Oh yeah.
But
I know a few of them like that.
But they tuned in.
But they watch it. Controversy sells.
They're talking bad about him, you know. But it don't matter. They're talking. Hey, the best line I heard in a long time. There's those that can do. Those that can't talk about those that can.
Yes. And I, you know, for a long time, I kind of prided myself. I was like, well, I don't have no haters, you know, like we're kind of in the middle, you know, it's like we get along with everybody, you know, everything's hunky dory, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, As soon as you make any waves or ripples, yeah, like you said, you start getting talked about. And
Cool.
so now I'm like, well, it is what it is. And all it is,
I love the haters.
it drives me. Yeah.
From the motor, I mean, like it gets on a level where it don't even like, I don't even know if I find motivation out of it, but having that means that I know that like they're still talking about it.
Yeah, they're still talking. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Like, I cannot stand LeBron James. I think he is, but you know what? Here we
you
are.
Don't think he's you don't think he's better than Michael Jordan?
Absolutely not.
I don't even think I know.
He don't belong in the conversation.
No, without a doubt.
The only one that belonged in the conversation was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe. That's it.
That's it. He was, but LeBron, here we are talking about him.
Yeah.
No, do you think he cares?
Shit, no.
Talk about it.
Yeah, he don't care.
No, he don't care. And a matter of fact, I bet you half the stuff that he does isn't even his real thoughts, but he knows that's what's going to make waves.
Look at Jake Paul.
Oh yeah,
dude. I mean, it's so much money, and every person knows his name. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 6 years old or 60 years old. You know who he is, and you're like that.
He made it.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
And let's face it, he's not a bad boxer.
No, he's not. Like I said, it's one of those deals. He could probably really do more and go further, but like you said, controversy sells, and he's making money.
Dang right.
He's making a lot of money. When Mike Tyson says, "Yeah, I'll do it," and there's a lot of guys talking shit about that. I'm like, well, I'm sure Mike's going to get a nice paycheck, and if he did lose, we all know he's going to get paid. That's what it's about, He's
like 50 years old, bro.
Yeah, almost 60. Shit.
Yeah, or he might be 60. I don't know.
No, he's 50. I seen something about it. He's 57 years old. Yeah, seen it yesterday.
That's old.
Yeah, that's old. Shit, yeah. Even I don't give a damn how good a shape you're in or how fast you are, but still, I mean, you watch the workouts, and you're like, damn, he can really get it. But at the same time, you got a 28-year-old or a 30-year-old. That's a whole different world.
No, yes, it is.
But here we are talking about.
That's it. That's exactly right.
That's all they want.
That's it.
And so, those guys are sitting around talking about you and Goose. They're doing the same thing.
That's why I did what I did. Man, the people that know me, like the people that actually know me, man, they know that about me. And they know that they know what I'm doing. But we know each other on a personal level, and they know I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
Cocky asshole.
I mean, when I first met you and Pat, I was like, those dudes, they hate each other. I was like, when I first
we did that on purpose.
Yeah, and that's what I asked Pat, and Pat was like, no. He said, shit. He said, I love Randy. I was like, oh, dude. And no, it was Jake. Jake was like, no. He said, hell, they're good friends. I was like, oh. And Pat, he was like, well, controversy sells. And it does.
Yeah.
Sure does.
It had them tuning in.
Oh, hell yeah, because I was writing. My little ass was over in the corner looking. I was like, what are they talking about today,
Yeah. So that Goose Jr., I brought in, Pat was out there on that hunt with Logan.
Yeah?
But he got to see all that.
What did he think about it?
I mean, there wasn't nothing that you couldn't deny.
Ain't nothing you could say at that point. See, I didn't know that was the only hog caught.
Yeah, that was on Saturday.
On that day, yeah. See, I didn't know that was the only thing. Nobody said that, so now I know why.
Yeah, on Saturday, but
that's good though.
On Sunday, man, it was late Sunday before they started catching. About 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We went to this one spot and I casted Goose and Red Band, and they're 0.8 of a mile. Pat's looking at the Garmin. He's like, I'm like, man, I don't know what they're doing. He's like, I know one goddamn thing they ain't under your feet.
Yeah, they was getting on out. They got some get going.
He said, I tell you one damn thing, they ain't on your feet.
Yeah,
you ain't supposed to know what they doing.
That's Pat.
They're supposed to be out of sight.
That's him. So, I got one from him, and this was back in deer season, and I was waiting. I don't know what the hell I was even doing. Anyway, we went hunting, and he wouldn't come back. Like he just stayed out, And I kept on. Like we tried to call him in. And then we get a little closer and he'd go further, get closer. And finally we got real close to, I think like 60 or 80 yards. He wouldn't come in. I was like, well, you going to spend the night, brother? And so the next day I watched him. He came by the game camera and I was like, he's running deer. Yeah. And this is no joke. So I waited till that afternoon. I get there and I hear something. I said, what the hell's that noise? And I look up. And no sooner than that, I just had to pick up and bust one right quick, right out in front of the old dog. He goes and gets in the shooting house. I'm dead ass serious now. I looked at it, I said, if this ain't some Pat Lewin shit right here, I don't know what is. Yeah. Old dog sitting in the shooting house with me. I was waiting on Waylon, on my little nephew, and then was hunting down at the other end. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was like, well, that's, you know. So if Pat knows what he's talking about, they ain't supposed to stay under your damn feet.
No, we went shortly, not long ago. I went on a hunt with Pat, and man, dogs did great. We caught, I couldn't tell you. I mean, we caught 7, 8, 9 hogs. Yeah. That day, and man, like Pat's little dogs, he had one that he. He didn't think much of, and that sucker, I mean, it turned it on. He had some fluffy looking, dude, I'm telling you, typical scatterbred Pat Lewin style dog. But, I think that dog was on just about every damn bay there was. I mean, every one, he was there.
That's what I like. Yeah.
And I'm pretty certain he's the one that found the first 1 or 2 hogs that we got on. But, we, and then me and Pat we were at a bay. I don't know. We were watching about 5 minutes. And, my 2, Pat said he could hear them. They were baying something, about 60 yards from us. Like we were on split bays. They weren't far apart, but the briars were so big and thick and the barking was so loud. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I had to look at my Garmin. It tells me my bark indicator's on. That's the only way I knew they were baying. Because they were baying there. And I went to where I thought they were. And clearly my dogs weren't at that one. They were like, I was looking at my Garmin. They were baying 10 yards in front of me. And I'm telling you, I couldn't see them. We were it was that big. And I'm like, shit, it's showing my dogs are freaking yards over there. Pat goes, they're baying over there too. I'm like, Pat done figured out his way through the woods a little bit. He got ahead of me. No, they're baying over there too. I'm like, well, we had a dang good time. We caught the hogs, and when I'm hunting, that's all I care about.
That's it. Having a good time.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not a competition for my dogs to be better. I don't care.
That's why I hunt with who I hunt with. Just what you just said. It's not a competition. We have a good time. Yeah. And when we first met, that's how we hit it off. I said, your old dog got down there and got that and stirred up. He said, no, yours did. I said, well, hell, I didn't think she was even over. He said, no, man, your dog started it. And the other 2 guys that was hunting with us all weekend long, all we heard was my dog this, my dog that. And, I was like, whatever. And, and Rodney, he was like, no, he said, your old female, he said, that old female that right there, that leopard dog is really putting it on him. And that meant a lot to me. I was like, well, me and this guy get along. And now, of course, y'all know, you've met Rodney before. That's my mascot. That's my partner. And
man, Rodney's my mascot. I like that.
That dude is, everybody loves Rodney. He hunted that tournament, Boards and Broads, and with the Tulsa Standard Hunt this past weekend. And it's one of the first times in years that Rodney went hunted without us because we were co-hosting it, and he was so nervous. And man, they caught like 25, 30 hogs. They had a good time. They caught some studs, and they caught one big old sow, like 250. She's pregnant. I mean, and the other guys, Connor Anderson and Cody Godwin, both of them, they were like, oh my God, I've never had so much fun as hunting with Rodney.
Oh, dude.
Kevin Brooks, all of them love him, man. Everybody loves Rodney.
I'm getting ready after Earl's. I'm going to make a trip. I'm going to go down to Booth and I'm gonna do a little hunting with Will Booth, and then I'm gonna bounce over there with Carter and boys and draws.
There you go. Yeah,
I want to go catch some dogs with them. But listen, I love to hunt. People think that because my Goose page is typically it's all been. I just now started posting hunting videos on it.
Yeah.
It's only because it's Goose's son in the video.
Well, you swing your ass through Alabama, you're gonna be going right through there, and we'll stop down there in the swamps, or we can hunt the mountains, either one, and we'll make a cast or two.
I got a puppy that is 10 months going on 11.
Mm-hmm.
And he's born in April. So I wrote 10, 11 months, whatever, something like that. But anyways, and I got a little Walker hound, and man, I can tell you this: they won't embarrass me.
There you go.
They're not going to embarrass me.
Well, I tell you what,
I better not say that.
Yeah, I was going to say don't. Yeah, you know what'll happen. But just don't brag on them. If you brag on them, for sure.
They haven't embarrassed me. They haven't embarrassed me yet. I've had a lot of runs with them. I don't know that I can't recall having a dry run, but I might have. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, but they won't be at my feet.
Well, that's the biggest thing right there.
Walker Hound and Goose are going to bay it this way.
Hell yeah!
I'm bringing that Walker.
I'm ready to see it.
We're going to see what he's going to do in that pen.
I'm ready to see what that old Walker dog's going to do. I think Blue Boy's going to be there. I had a nice blue tick jip I was going to bring, and I wound up another young guy got her to start coon hunting, and I really kind of kicked myself in the ass a little bit because like we bait her, man. And I'm telling you, like she looked way better than about any other dogs I had. So you know how that goes, though.
Oh yeah. And speaking of these hunting tournaments,
mm-hmm.
I have no desire to win the hunting tournament because you know how many hogs you got to catch.
Oh yeah.
I'm too fat and old for that.
Well, now here's the deal. That's why when we done the Shankathon, we done it virtual, so you ain't got to drag 30 dead hogs all over the country. You can do it at your own pace. We start it on a Friday and we go all the way to the next Saturday.
Yeah.
And that way you can hunt one day or 7 days or 8 days, whatever.
Yeah.
And you only one hog counts. One boar hog. The biggest hog we go by the big bore score, which is a combination of the teeth and the weight. And all it takes is one to win the money. And I think every one that we've done a couple of them, and there's always a several $1,000 payout.
Oh,
and you ain't got to come here. You just do it. You video everything and you send it to us. I know like Case Frida, he's placed every one that we've had, and he lives in South Texas. And that's what he told me. He said, dude, I'll hunt this thing every single time.
Yeah. Well, see, like Garrett Piku and them, they did that Earl's tournament.
Yeah.
I know they won something. I'm not sure which event it was. And they won something and placed in something. I can't remember.
Boy, he catches some big hogs, man.
They catching hogs all the time. But I'm like, man, do you know the kind of work you got to do to catch 30 freaking a stranger of 30? I'm telling you, after I catch 3-4 hogs in a day,
that's it.
I don't want to do no more. I don't want to catch no more.
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
Yeah. Did you see the video of Goose Jr. catching that 260-pound hog on Instagram? You seen that one yet?
No, I haven't.
He didn't listen.
I'll go back and watch it.
I'm bringing him to Earl's. I don't know if he's gonna bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this sucker had. Talk about a Shankathon. That sucker had him. And cut him. Really?
Didn't bother him, did it?
Made him worse. He got rough.
Hell yeah.
He caught before. He was caught. He had that hog caught before I sent my bulldog. But I wasn't going in there without the bulldog on.
That's right.
I'm telling you, that hog was nasty. I was hunting with Artie Guillory. He's a local guy around here. He hunts with Garrett him every now and then. And anyways, I casted my dogs at my feeder, and we ran one. My hound ran one, but we didn't turn up with him. And, we're kind of hunting a smaller lease. He's getting close to the highway. I picked him up, and I was kind of worried about him on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, well, we rode over to the other side of the club, and we casted, and Artie casted his dogs with another guy, Lance Schroeder, his son. Lance wasn't with us, but his son, I'm losing his name, Chase, I believe.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of. You hear that static?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's cleared up now. Are you good? I don't hear it. Yeah, I was going to say I don't hear it now. I heard it though.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was getting. It sounded like I was talking to you. You was in a windstorm.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. It did it for just a second. That's what I was. Yeah. I don't know what it was.
But
I'm just sitting right. I'm sitting still.
So. But Artie and Lance's dogs went straight to a feeder, peeled off. I bet we weren't 50, 60 yards off that feeder, and they were bayed. Well, Goose Jr. had just came back from hunting with all them open mouth hounds, and it kind of had him a little like he wasn't wanting to honor the dogs because I mean, hell, them hounds done lied to him one too many times, you know.
That's exactly right.
He wasn't real receptive when I first sent him because I had him fully vested, and I had my bulldog, and I'm walking him to the bay and man, he wasn't really pulling like he was worried about it, and then as we got closer, he could tell that they were bayed. They like, hey, these boys ain't lying. They got one. And I sent them suckers. I sent Goose Jr. first, and he hit. The hog broke, but that hog didn't make 30 yards. And that hog never squealed. He was bad, 260 pounds, and I'm talking about when I got to Goose Jr., he was bloodied up pretty good. He got cut. So
he has some good teeth on him.
He has some shanks. So I mean,
see that right there. That's what I was talking about. Like in our tournament, that's the hogs that'll win. A 260 pound hog with good 3.5 inch teeth on both sides. They'll beat a 350 pound hog with no teeth. So see, we level the playing field like that. We do the best overall trophy.
When you look at it, you can see them teeth pretty good.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he had some dog killers, and but my bulldog did real good, and Junior didn't bark. He went in there and hit that thing. That's why I said, man, I don't know what he's going to do in this safe pen now. I have a feeling
it's so weird, man. The way those dogs do. That OJ dog of mine will bay good in the pen, but in the woods he won't bark. It's just a hammer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But he was paying real good in the pen. But this sucker looks like a clone of Goose.
Yeah, I've seen him. You know, and I've seen videos of him that you posted.
Yeah, man.
That's why I thought it was Goose. Like I said, when down there at Logan's, that's who I thought it was.
No, that was Junior. He was 8 or 9 months old then. But I got to break out another secret. So Jake Lloyd Cano has decided to spend some money.
Mm-hmm.
He took one of my skin cells and cloned Goose.
I knew it was coming. You cloned him. Cloned the Goose.
Hey, wait. I was real skeptical. Like, man, there ain't no way. Look, this sucker holds his mouth the same way Goose does.
Really?
He smiles at you like Goose.
No shit.
I'm telling you, there is not a spot on that dog. He ain't but, I don't know, 4 or 5 months old.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, man.
It is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I can only imagine. Yeah, I want to. I'll see you in a couple of days. We're gonna sit down and talk. Yeah.
I got a video of the dog. I ain't posted it yet.
Because I have one, and I promise you, not like for Woods, this is a Woods dog, and most people would be absolutely insane to do it, but I would with this one.
Yeah. Well, it's a $50,000 deposit.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah. And I mean, and the reason I say that is because, like, you know how it is when you have that once in a lifetime deal. Yeah. And when you can take a dog, like I carried this dog back to the man who originally raised him. Yeah. And he tried to buy him back several times. And I actually I said, here, take him back. I was retiring him. Yeah. Because I was like, something's going to happen, But when you can take, and this dog is a Jag, it's a Yog Terrier. And there's been hundreds of bears shot out to him, hogs. It doesn't matter. He is a one dog show. He can do it all. It don't make a shit. Yeah. And when I say get some yonder, like he's one of those you can put on a track from 2 days ago and just sit back and go build you a campfire. Yeah. But like I said, it's a one-time deal. I got a bunch of the other ones, and they are not. They are not even close.
I know it. Did you get a chance to see the videos of Fanboy at the last game?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you too. On the, when I was talking about a while ago, what other up and comers did you have? Like your younger, like how old's Fanboy now?
2. He's
I was thinking say he. Over 2. I didn't think he'd hit. Yeah, I was thinking say I knew he was really young. And, but now he's been swinging good for a while.
Man, he's been good, but as far as finishing the job, we haven't been able to do that. But it's not even been his fault. I run him with Goose, and Goose catches. Yep. I ran him with Capone, and Capone was catching. Now him and Capone won the 2 dogs back in October last year. Not this past October, the one before that. Yeah. They won. I mean, I don't remember. They placed in the top 5. I don't remember. We didn't win, but we placed. Well, I got Max, and I paired him with Max, and Max he's not catching dog, and we get down to the final round. We're down to 4 teams, and we have a perfect run, and 20 seconds left on the clock. That hog hit Fanboy one too many times. And when he hit him that last time, Fanboy hung that ear, and I'm talking, he was just not letting go. Yeah. And then I went back and when I started watching the videos of it, I realized that was the hog he bathed the round before, and that hog whooped on him pretty bad. And at the end of the run, Fanboy caught him. And so he already knew he could catch that hog. Yep. And then
he had that confidence hog, up, and he wasn't taking no whooping.
No, that hog after about I don't know, he was whooping on him pretty good. And Fanboy was put that little Goose sidestep move on him about 3 or 4 times in that run. And there a while back, there was this guy that he was trying to buy good dogs. He was offering obscene amounts of money for dogs. He was real high on Fanboy. Well, Jake was so worried that this guy was going to offer me enough money to buy Fanboy, and he didn't want him to buy him. So Jake started a group text and named it Fanboy Sucks. And he went on Jake went on a tangent about how awful this dog was. So every run since then, when he's in the pen, I do nothing but talk shit to Jake again of.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, look at that dog. I thought he wasn't no good. I thought he couldn't win. He'll get Jake tonight. Mark my word. In text, he said, mark my word, that dog will never win another dollar. Well, he was only 4th place because his hog couldn't handle him. Yeah. That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. Perfect.
He was perfect for 20 seconds left on the clock and hung him. Hey, the third place team, I think, made like a 8-5. And then, second place team got a respectable 9-9, and Goose and Max ended up winning it with a 10. Yeah. But Goose and Max was first, and Max and Fanboy was 4th.
You talk about dogs like that, say a dog like Fanboy. You talking about people offering crazy money and all that stuff. What's crazy money? What? Because I believe it or not, this is how wild this is, Randy. Right here, I've got this right here, like monetary value of dogs. I even had that shit wrote down. So what kind of money would it take to even just pique your interest? I'm not going to say to buy, but to even be like, I don't know.
I mean, you're going to have to be up in the 40s, 50,000s before I'm even gonna.
I got you.
Before it even makes me question whether.
Oh yeah, and I get it, no doubt, because that dog can make you money.
I was offered $160,000 for Goose, and it was never even a question. Like it didn't even make me think. Like, I'm like, no, I mean, like that's $160,000. Like, it'll pay off some bills.
Yeah.
But I can't retire.
But Goose will make you $160,000.
He's making that.
Yeah.
He's made way more than that.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. He'll make that for you. So it's like, why would you?
From his skin cells to his semen that I have stored, that's my retirement.
Yeah.
I mean, that is my retirement. That's the reality.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I mean, could I justify spending $160,000 on a dog? No. But could I justify selling him for $100,000? Absolutely not. No, I mean I can't. I mean, so and
you look at how much he's won. No matter, just. And like I said, I'm one of those, I'm a realist, but I've seen coon dogs go six figures very, very often. And they haven't won near as, do what?
That's 100,000, six figures?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen several coon dogs bust $100,000,
no doubt.
And I mean, like, I know guys that are around here that are, this is coon hunting country where we live at, and $8,000 and $10,000. That's every day. That's all the time. And I'm like, to me, it's like, I don't see it. But when you take a dog out and you go win a brand new truck and four wheelers and all this shit, and then you win $100,000 with the dog. So
are them coon dogs winning $100,000 at a show?
Yes.
A competition?
Yes. Okay.
Like
you
take
one
competition, or is that
one competition? That's one. There's $100,000 hunts, and then you got pro sport. They have a truck hunt all the time, and the trucks are $80,000 and $90,000.
But they don't do that. They don't do that, but like what, once a year?
No, no. This is all the time.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm telling. Yeah,
I've looked for those, and I've never.
I can hook you up.
It was like there was one hunt, and I think they called it $1 million hunt.
Well, see, the thing about that one, it
was like a $10,000 entry.
$10,000 entry, and I told one of the guys around here, he had a dog. He's got a dog named, the dog's name is Six, and he went, what was it, 17 or 18 cash straight.
Yeah,
and won. Every one of them. Like, I mean, like this dog ain't no joke. And he was like, he said, man, I just don't have the money. I was like, look, if you want to hunt it, we'll hunt it.
Yeah.
That, cause I believe in the dog. But there was a few things that happened, and they didn't get to have it quite to the $1 million mark. But like I said, the 100,000,
it never got there.
Yeah. It never got there. Like the Wipeout Echo, I think. Now, don't hold me to this. I know it was over 100,000. I think it was 120 or 125,000 is what he was sold for. He won two of the $100,000 hunts and a truck hunt the first year.
Yeah.
So he was right at 300,000 in earnings the first year that the guy had him. So, he spent 125,000 and he's tripled that.
Yeah.
And like you say, you hear people bitch and complain about what we do, and we're having to spend $150 on an entry fee.
$200. Yeah.
Yeah, or a couple $100. Like these cats
I
are
would,
spending thousands. I mean, thousands.
I wish to God Jake would up the interest to like $500
Mm-hmm.
a $2 thing.
Well, and the thing about it is, yes, it does cost a lot more to play, but that's the pro level. That's the pro level. You know that, and that's to me, I get it. I don't have the dogs that can compete in the big levels, but you also have a level below that, and you know you could have the entry fees accordingly. You could set it up like that.
Yeah.
And have it to where, you know, basically you have best of the best all the damn time.
Yeah. That's, I mean, and I mean, dude, we run like some of those nights we're baying, I mean, hours.
Yes.
Earth mornings. I'm not cut out for that. I'm telling you, I've never been to an event and I'm like, man, I wish my dogs would just mess up so I can go to sleep. You know?
Yeah.
And, but, here we are, you know, that's what I'm saying. I just wish we could. And look, I get it. There's some people that love the sport, and I don't know that they simply can't swing that type of money. But I get that. Like, I like everybody. I don't care if you got $1 or you got $1 million. I treat you no different. It does not matter to me. But at the same time, how are we going to pique interest in the sport if we do not start doing those big level stuff? I mean, that's
exactly.
Coon hunting's clearly they made it there.
Oh yeah. Like I said, coon, like it blew my mind because when we opened the store here in Jasper, you know, we had just the basic stuff, and the coon hunters started coming in, and they were like, we need to do this. And that's how I learned all this. Like, we might have one hog hunter for every 100 coon hunters.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying money's no object, but I'm saying a $10,000 dog is, everybody around here has one that's $8,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
And we see them sold all the time. Like, you take a dog that's not even started or going, it's $1,000. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? And then if it starts winning, if it wins a little cast, like they have these little hunts all during the week, UKC and PKC. And I think you spend like $30 to enter and you win $70, but you can do that 5 nights a week and it starts to add up, you know? And these guys are doing that stuff every night. Well, then that gets you in your earnings, and then you can get up to the next level to where you get to these big hunts.
Right.
And then when you get to those big hunts, that's where you have people that, like these guys that own these dogs, they don't even know these dogs. A lot of them have never even seen them. They have people who handle them and hunt them for them.
Yeah.
And it's wild. I couldn't believe how much money is in that.
Yeah, I can see myself doing that.
Well, I know a guy that does this for a living. All he does is handle dogs. He makes a very good living doing it.
Yeah.
He coon hunts.
I've had some people that have reached out to me wanting me to do those type of things for their hog hunt, in the pen.
Yeah.
But it's not we're handicapped. We don't have enough money. I mean,
and that's the thing. They want to pay $200 for a whole month of training.
Yeah,
that's not going to do it. It's not going to do it.
I'm $300 a week.
Yes.
And I can't guarantee you that your dog is going to be able to pay a perfect score.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is guarantee you that I can tell you whether he's going to make it for you or not.
Yep.
That's all I can do, because I cannot force that dog to stare at that hog.
Oh no, that's without a doubt.
Yeah, and so it is. You know, we're splitting hairs. Like in the coon hunting world, I don't know. I don't know all the details of it, but I know that the handler has way more influence on the final outcome than what a handler in the hog dog company does.
Oh yes, because
they gotta be able to, I know they gotta call their dog where they
exactly.
treat or tag. whatever. And they got to be right.
Oh yeah.
And I
Because you
hear there's a
start
lot of
getting deducted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if that dog falls out and people want a dog that'll get out of the box and take off wide open and get a mile deep. And then these other guys, their dogs are dicking around over here. Then all of a sudden you could say, all right, strike my dog. Well, you're struck in. Now you got to go to your dog and say, okay, well, tree my dog. Well, he's so far out there that by the time you get there, he's going to have something. He might be coming back in tree. And the reason I know this is because of all the handlers, and they're telling me all their little handling secrets. And I'm like, so you strike the dog and he ain't even running nothing? They're like, yeah. So he's just running straight line.
But you're the first one to call it.
Exactly.
So
they call it pencil whipping.
Yeah.
That's what they say. And I'm telling you, man, I was like, holy shit. They said, if you know them rules, you can win every hunt. Unless you got a sure enough coon dog that just beats the pants off of you.
Yeah. And that's one of those things where
that you would be good at it. I'm telling you, I think you'd be good at it.
I probably would.
I really do.
But
I got a good coon dog. I'm gonna sell you.
Hey, man, come on. Hey, man, we work something out. But I would have to go to these things. It would take me some time to figure out how these guys are doing it. And I promise you, I'd find a trick.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, man, like in what I like to do, I want to know that my dog's got it. I want to know that my dog's the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out there and whoop you because I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. And that's why I don't competition coon hunt. I love the coon hunt because like you just said, I want to have that dog win, because you can go to a hunt and shine that tree, and if there's a chance that it could have got out of that tree to on another limb and went in a hole, well, that guy can still beat you. And I'm like, dude, no, I want to see the damn coon.
Yeah.
If we treat, I want to see that damn coon, or just call it and let's go to the next one. But that ain't how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think there would be a lot of frustration, aggravation.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a lot of room for politics or something like that. And as much as people want to try to say that we have politics in our sport, it is very cut and dry. It is the most fair and honest event you can enter in. Like, they get it wrong in football all the time.
Oh yeah.
And they got instant replay.
Yeah. And I've seen it wrong. I've seen my dog called wrong. And I've also seen my dog called the other way. I've seen it to the good. And I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't a 10. Yeah. And I seen something, but the judges didn't see what I seen. And the rest of the time I didn't see what they saw. So, and I do have to agree with that. I don't think there's as much as people think it is. It's like they read into it too much, or try to read into it.
I think with the judges that got up there doing that job, they absolutely don't care. They call what they see, and they don't call what they don't see. And sometimes they get it wrong.
Dude, they sit there. How long do they do this? Yeah. It's a tiresome job. And I don't see nobody knocking down the damn doors to try to help.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Everybody's bitching about it, but ain't nobody offering to help.
Exactly. I don't want to ever hear a complaint unless you got a solution.
That's exactly right.
Come to me with a solution before you ever come to me with if you're going to come to me with a problem, you better have a solution for it.
I agree. And it happens every bait. You hear somebody just going on and on. And we were in Downsville, and I actually told somebody, I was like, well, go up there and tell them you want to judge. It was like, well, I'm not doing that. And I said, well, then shut up.
Yeah, I mean, the culture has changed a lot. It used to be way worse.
Really?
But it used to be way worse. Man, it is. To be honest with you, it's really, the culture has changed. People have people have came to terms with that. For the most part, I'm not saying for everybody, but some people just, they're going to see it how they want to see it because they need an excuse because they're kennel blind. They don't see what the dogs do wrong. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's zero you can do about it. Some people catch a bad break and it upsets them, but I've caught bad breaks and I've caught good breaks. And the good breaks don't upset me. The bad breaks do. But I've gotten to a point in my life where I will never display that when that bad break upsets me. First off, I gotta snap out of it, and because I gotta go on to the next run. I gotta forget that. I gotta have short-term memory loss. We expect that dog to have short-term memory loss whenever he gets smoked by the hog and he's hurt, and then yet he's got another run coming up 10 runs from now, and he's got to go back in there and do it coming after he just got smoked. But he's got to forget about that. If you want that dog to have short-term memory loss, you better have it too.
Yep. And
you better have it too.
100%.
You better forget about that bad break and know that that's just part of it. And, I felt like, I judged that the other day. I felt like you caught a bad break. Your dog didn't mess up, but I'm confident there were other dogs that messed up just as bad, if not worse than he did, that didn't get called for it because there was a circumstance where I'm watching one dog because I got an account initiated on it, or something is going, something's going. And what people don't realize, especially when you got one judge up there to try to judge the entire event. I'll give you an example. Chad's dog, Ape. I get a count for a no bark on him. So I start counting. Well, while I'm counting, do you think I'm looking at the other dog? No, I'm looking at that one.
Yeah, because that's what, exactly. That's what you got going.
Well, that other dog might have looked out, sniffed the ground. He could have done all kinds of things wrong. And you know who ain't going to see it? Me, the judge.
Because you're focused on this other dog.
Yeah, because I got to make sure that I don't miss his bark in case he does it.
Yeah.
Because you can't always hear the bark. You might see it.
And like you said, and not having a whole bunch of judges, it's got to be tiresome. Number one.
Oh, well, I had a whole lot of problems going on down there at that bay, and the lighting was blind. The lighting was blinding me at night, like it was in my eyes. So if the dogs moved and they moved into a spot where the light blinded me, I'm 2 to 3 seconds before I can get the green dots out of my eyes.
Yeah.
Before my eyes get focused on them. And, I felt like I was set up for failure, from the get-go. And it bothered me. I was like, look, in order for me to do this again, these lighting's got to be fixed. I want the judges stand moved here because I couldn't see distance. I couldn't, it was kind of uphill. And so I couldn't tell if the dog was too far back or if he was close enough. I mean, I thought he might have been too far back, but I only thought it. I didn't know he was, so there were things like that bothered me because I pride myself on being able to do the best job. And I felt like it was hard for me to do a good job.
Yeah. You were doing the best that you could do, but it was just hard to do it.
Yeah. And it was very hard to do it. I felt like there were some things that were missed late at night that I wouldn't have missed if it was daytime, and those kind of things were, man, they start bothering you too when you're like, man, I bet that I'm almost certain that dog screwed up, but I'm just almost certain. I'm not certain.
Well, that's the way I've always tried to, in anything I do, if I'm not certain, I give the benefit to the dog.
Yeah.
If I don't know 100%, I wouldn't deduct the dog.
But if that dog would have had that run 4 hours earlier in the daylight,
you would know.
You would have been certain.
Yes.
And for the people that's sitting up in the crowd that's going, my dog did the same thing and he got a 10 and that one didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
There was 4 hours difference, sweetheart, and I couldn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. My hat's off to the judges. It's it'd be great if we had enough to where you could have judges that could judge each event. The puppy class, then the old and young, and blah blah blah, all the way through it. That way, everybody could get a break and all that. And that would be in a perfect world, but it's not. And so you got these guys and gals that's out there for 30, 40 hours. They put in a full week just that weekend or more,
Dude, you ain't like, I mean, that day comes and I step away from, I'm handling and running dogs. I always thought I'd judge. I don't know that I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I love the sport, and I love what the effort, like the effort that Jake has put in to growing it is, man, I wish people understood what he did. I don't think anybody ever, like, man, like, I don't ever sit around and wonder, like, man, I wonder what Joey has to do. I wonder what all entails what he does when he's running his, like, I could not wrap my head around exactly what it is you do for your business. I don't know how, I wouldn't even know where to start. But for Hog Band, I've seen it.
Oh yeah.
And I know what all is having to go on. I know all the politicking he's having to do for getting sponsorship.
Oh man, without a doubt.
And keeping sponsorship.
But that dude, I went ahead, I messaged him. I hadn't talked to him in a minute, Like I said, we've been busy. And I just texted him. I was like, hey, just tell me what you need. And that, it's because we built that relationship. I didn't really know Jake before just a couple of years ago. Knew who he was, but didn't know him.
Yeah.
And since then, like you said, I've noticed that, like, he will take time and call everybody that sponsors. He builds a personal relationship with you. And it's a business relationship as well. It's all molded into one. It becomes, starts out maybe as business, then it becomes a friendship. And then it just goes from there. He puts a lot of time into that.
Everything. And setting up the pen to having to go to meetings with the people that's on the board of the fairgrounds in Winfield, to having to negotiate these deals that he had. Like, it's a lot more than what, like when everybody comes up here like, man, he's charging $200 for the 2 dogs. Like, do you know what it costs to feed hogs?
Yeah,
do you know what,
shit.
Like, nobody can, people just don't wrap their head around. They think that he just throws a group of hogs together.
Well, look at all the people that's working there. I mean,
exactly. And all the hotel rooms that he has to buy in order to keep those people there for an entire week.
Exactly. I mean, it's.
So we look around and we see all these vendors and these sponsors and all these vendor booths, and knowing that they paid, $500 to $600 for their booth, whatever, and you're like, oh man, look at all the money he's making. I'm like, look at all the money he's spending.
Yeah, I didn't understand the full scale of that until we started doing events, and they're way smaller than what he's doing, And I was like, dude, it costs thousands of dollars just to put on a little one-day show.
Yeah.
I mean,
and all it takes is some bad weather on a Friday or a Saturday to ruin that
just
gate.
Ruin the whole thing.
Ruin that gate.
And like I said, I've been there, and I respect him a hell of a lot for, as much as I've seen it come around. That, seeing all the bays. Used to in Georgia, man, they had one almost every weekend, a couple times a month. There was a lot of bays going, but just about all of them shut down. And now there's one or two, but
Jake,
you know what? Jake's kept his going nonstop,
Do you
growing.
Want to know one of the biggest reasons they shut down is because they don't charge the entry fee money that it takes to feed 60 head of hogs. And I know they also have their problems with the
ag and stuff. Yeah, but like you said, at the same time,
that ain't the only problem.
The entry fees are
they don't follow the same format that Jake does. They don't charge the same for the entry fees. And it's because they don't think they're too scared they're gonna run out a lot of their competitors. And
I could see that. Like I said, I
understand that too. I get it. You're the economics.
Well, when you go out there and you win first place, and you won $1,000, or 2,000 or 3,000 if it's a real big show.
Yeah.
You go to Uncle Earl's and you win first place in one dog by yourself.
Yeah, you're looking at $8,000.
I was going to say you're looking, $7,000 to $10,000 probably somewhere in there if you hit a cow cutter or whatever, or if you hit it in the 2 dog. I mean,
19, 20.
You're looking exactly. And then at the other ones, like I said, and I'm not knocking them at all. It's just that's the difference in that does draw people. A lot of folks they're like, man, if we charge this much, people aren't going to come. True enough, some people won't come. Then that can bring a whole nother class of people out and about. People that want to win the bigger money.
I mean, if they had several $100 entry fees, it might entice me to load up.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't win out there. You already know. Come on now.
I don't think I could.
Come on now. Don't you start that shit. That's how I got started in this stuff.
I could. I might could with Max. Max and Cowboy could probably go out there, but I think Goose would struggle on.
You really think so?
Man, I don't know. I heard the hogs at Staten Island were pretty tough. But I mean, imagine they could. I mean, at least some of them, most of them would hold him off, and he would probably bay. But I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I got you.
I don't know, but it's it's something that I've before Goose was retirement age is something I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to get. I really want to get out to Hickory Crossing. I've been to Broughton Island before. I used to go there all the time. But
I got you.
It's they only have a 1 dog out there, so they don't have a 2 dog.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they could get the 2 dog going again. And I mean, Mark's building up a good set of hogs. He doing these tournaments and stuff. Carter and Ryan's been putting on, and like I said, we go out there and help them, and it's amazing that how many people show up with. They'll have a trailer full of hogs that's dispatched, and then they'll bring 1 or 2 good hogs in alive, so that way they could see if they'll work in the pen. So it's got a lot of support with that. So maybe we'll get it. Maybe it'll get built up enough to where he can have enough hogs to run the 2 dog again.
Speaking of Carter and Ryan, man, you gotta love with them boys, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's my buddies right there, man. And at first, man, I was like, I don't know, but they are real deal. They're legit. Like we have a ball, we hunt. It's fun.
I mean, I to be honest with you, I don't think I ever questioned or doubted it for a minute. Like when I met them, I was like, that is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before I met him, all I seen was like Instagram and TikTok. I was like, what are they doing? Because it was okay. So it's kind of like the old school bay pen guys seeing you put Goose on TikTok or something. They're like, why is he doing that? So that's kind of what I was thinking at first. And then I was like, this is hilarious. This is great because they're showing what really happens. Like, and they're making fun of their own dogs, it's hilarious. But once I met them, I knew then I was like, yeah, these are my kind of people.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and for me, I can't even begin with all the haters I got. I could not even begin to post the bad stuff that happens on the
Lord, shit.
You know what? That's a good idea. That's exactly what I need to do.
Yeah. Well, people would look. We would be talking about it.
And everybody would be commenting.
Yeah.
The haters comment that, you just proved us right. Blah, blah, blah. I'd have.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what.
I was thinking, say you might. That's another stream of revenue coming in right there, brother.
That's it. That's it. You get a whole. Got to get a whole. I'm gonna start posting the bloopers. Hey, I got a great blooper. Dude. I mean, the best blooper. I posted it once, and I don't know that I don't know if I just didn't hashtag it good or whatever, but it didn't get the views. But the sidestep move he does.
Yeah.
So hog's coming at him. he's setting the hog up for the move. And then right when the hog was fixing to go by him, he does the move and the hog stops and he doesn't come by him. And he's like, and he just sits there and he's like, and then he turns all the way around and you get, as a dog,
See, he is a dog. He's a normal dog.
He
made a mistake.
Yeah, he's not a robot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
But yeah, I got a good blooper of him doing that.
Hell yeah.
So what other question did you have? 'Cause I know that wasn't it.
Well, that's what I'm looking down through here, yeah, because we're gonna have to wrap it up. Nate said he's down to like 5% on his thing. I know what I wanted. Bloodlines. That was one of the things, was like bloodlines. What, I mean, I know you got Goose there, but like, is there the recipe that works better for you? Whether it's, just if you got Catahoulas or blackmouth curs or Walker dogs, whatever recipe it is that works for you, what kind of bloodlines make up some of the stuff that you have? You ain't got to tell us the whole deal, but
Yeah. Well, there's a couple tricks of things. I wouldn't call it a trick. I'm gonna call it patterns. There's a few patterns I've noticed in certain sides of the wings dogs. I'm not gonna go into the names of the dogs, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I noticed that when you see one more often, you see a different type of dog that plants its feet. Some of the wings dogs, some of those dogs that were on the other side, they tend to have a lot more movement in their back. Like they're moving side to side. Well, there's one side. I mean, keep in mind, we're talking about the exact, like litter mates to each other, but one throws movement, the other throws feet planted in the dirt, barking, no movement at all.
Yeah.
And I tend to lean towards the no movement. But as far as it concerns, like with what I'm breeding here, Cowboy is like a quarter blackmouth cur and 3/4 Catahoula. He looks like a blackmouth.
Yeah, you would think he was a blackmouth cur. Yeah.
And when you breed him to a straight Catahoula, most part, you don't get much. You get typically yellow dogs. Every now and then you get a black and tan, but you get mostly solid. I don't know, man, but I bred one of Cowboy's sons to Goose's sister, and I got some colored up freaking spotted dogs. I got a mix of everything, just a bunch of good looking dogs. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, so I like breeding good dogs with good dogs.
Okay.
That's
what I was getting at there, because there's a lot of people, they get tied up in the names on a paper.
Yeah.
And yes, it does. It works, but I also know, coming from the game dog world, what I was born and raised in, not all those names on them papers are what's really there.
That's true.
Nobody wants to give you the recipe. Why give you what I've been working and creating so you can come back and beat me with my own shit?
Yeah. And I looked into all them old school dogs too. Yeah. I have to keep in mind, when I bought the ABDR, I got a lot of video of all them dogs that everybody talks about and brags about how great they were. I'm going to tell you right now, and I know this is going to piss off a bunch of old timers, but the dogs we see today are 20 times what we used to see.
Really? See, I never got to see none of the old dogs like that.
And I'm not saying that all of them. There was a handful of dogs in there that were exceptional. Dogs. But
as a whole,
I'm talking like 50 to 60 of the field walking off 50.
I know from what I've just seen in the past couple of years, like the competition has really, really grown.
Like those dogs that were winning, what were they beating?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's like that. Most of the field wasn't making the bay off. Nowadays, Nowadays, you looking at it like roughly 40 and almost.
Yeah,
and up to
if you ain't baying a
50%,
10, hell, you ain't even no sense of going.
40 and 50% of the field is getting a 10, somewhere between that. You know,
The level of competition, like I said, as a whole, and I'm sure you've seen it just really explode.
When you're watching, yeah, oh yeah. Even when I first started, and I'm not saying there wasn't some good, like when I first started, like there was, Gator was obviously, he was on a whole nother level, but it seemed as though, I mean, there was other good dogs in the mix, but Gator was just ahead of his time, you know, back then.
Mm-hmm.
He was a one dog. He was a one dog. Like Gator wasn't going out there and competing in the two dog and winning the two dog. I'm not saying he didn't. I think when he got up there in age, Steve ran him and placed him in a two dog at some point, but early on, you wasn't going to put a freaking, if a red bird flew in the pen beside him and he thought he had an ounce of help, he was fixing to catch. So, yeah, I mean, you didn't see that. And, Gator being just another, a little stat for you. Gator is the third, high scoring dog, you know, he career points, Gator is number 3.
Hell.
Right now. Gator, I don't remember how long ago he ran, but when you score, if you scored the points today, like back then, like you do today, Gator would have 108 points.
Damn.
And he would be sitting in 3rd overall. Do you know who number 2 is?
Who's that?
Well, take a guess. You got to know. You got to be close.
Number 2 of all time?
Of all time. Number 2.
Crow?
No.
Okay. Shit, I don't know then. I'm
Cowboy.
trying to think. Cowboy. Yeah. I don't know why I said Crow. That's what I was thinking was Cowboy. Shit.
Yeah, Cowboy.
That's what I was sitting there thinking. I was like, what? Shit, that's who I thought it would be. Yeah, Cowboys won a lot of shit.
Yeah. Cowboy is 11 years old.
Mm-hmm. Why was I thinking? We was talking about Crow a while ago. I was sitting there thinking, why am I even thinking Crow?
Cowboy is 11 years old. He's been winning since he was 6 months old.
Hell yeah.
And he is 190 something points right now. Currently.
All right. Well, who's number 1?
Well, you know who number 1 is.
Come on now. Come on.
You're five-time world champion.
Oh my God. I had to do it. Shit. That's hilarious.
222 points. He's the only dog to break 200.
Putting it on him, stacking them up.
Only dog to break 200. And there's only 3 dogs that's broke 100.
Damn. That's pretty wild. That's a big accomplishment. And a lot of people don't see it like that because they don't have dogs of that caliber and they don't understand it.